documents we call the pseudo-clementines. Okay, here Muhammad has. In terms of these dietary things, let's see if I can find it now. Where is it? Ah, line 173. We forbid only carrion, that's strangled things in the Book of Acts, translated into Greek, because you see, carrion is something that was like a chicken that you strangled its head, or that a beast of prey took a thing and gripped it by the throat and choked it. That's how they kill things. All those things come under the word carrion, and Muhammad has it right here. Carrion, blood, we just had it there, blood. Swine flesh we didn't have, but that was assumed, and things sacrificed to an idol. That's exactly James's directive to overseas community, almost word for word. Now, I don't have to, you see now, I would go to a Muslim and say, did you know that? And they say, oh, what? No, that's from Muhammad. No, it's not from Muhammad, it's from James. And it comes down into the Arabian Peninsula, and Muhammad picks it up and represents it in his own way here in the Quran, or the angel does. But I've just showed you where that came from 600 years before. So I know you doubt me, but believe me, that's where it was first put out, and that becomes the dietary law of Islam. So really, this is anti-Pauline. This is always anti-Pauline. This is pro-Mosaic, pro-James, though he doesn't know who James is by this time, because a lot of this is coming orally. But that's another one that overlaps with the Book of Acts. Anyway, forget all that. Let's go on here. Line 174, attacking the people who hide Scripture. We've heard about that. And then the capsule description of Islam in 177. Those who are righteous, James is called the righteous one. Dead Sea Scrolls are totally only about righteousness. Who believe in Allah, the last day, the angels of Scripture, the prophets, and give your wealth to the needy, and so on, pay the poor due, the zakat in Islam. Keep the treaty, and patient in adversity and tribulation. You want to read about patience in tribulation and adversity, read the letter of James. It's the basic recommendation given in chapters 4 and 5 of the letter of James. Be patient until the coming of the Lord is what James concludes in the letter of James in the New Testament. Be patient. Such are of the God-fearing. Well, I've told you about the God-fearing. The God-fearing was already mentioned in those passages we heard in Paul. The God-fearing are a huge category of the Dead Sea Scrolls. God-fearers were the associated group in the synagogues in the Mediterranean who had not yet come into the full legal status of the covenant, but were coming in a slow manner. Anyway, we told about retaliation, we told about, then we have the Ramadan material that we did. 190, there's the jihad fight in the way of Allah. 197, the pilgrimage, we did all that. Now, 219 was gambling and drinking, and the answer there was there's good and bad in them, but the bad outweighs the good, which is probably true. In both of those, there's probably a realistic appraisal. There's some good in them, but the bad outweighs the good. And marriage now starts in 221. And I told you I'd go deeper into that. See, he starts matters of menstruation, 222. Because menstruation is an important matter for the Islamic law of marriage and divorce, which bubbles out of these passages in the Quran here. So, the period after divorce, this isn't the way it's working very well. I guess you got to cover these, you can go, or I got to get a better pen here. Find myself a better pen and what do you? Here's one. The bottom of my bag here. This one is a blue one, so we'll use this one here. Stick that there. So the waiting period in Islam was called the Ida period. And it comes here out of the Quran that you should, 3 months is the waiting period after a divorce has been pronounced. Now, as this developed into official Islam, it became revocable and irrevocable divorces. But it's all based on these material in Surah 2 here. This is new legislation which he's bringing into effect. An irrevocable divorce is one, according to Sunni Islam. Shiites differ on these issues according to legal matters. According to Sunni Islam, which has been pronounced 3 times. Now, sometimes in Sunni Islam, a person was allowed to pronounce the divorce in one formula. I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you, and you're done. Or a person could say, I divorce you 3 times, and that's it. In other words, a person can't, suppose a person was angry one night and he didn't like his wife and she'd done something, cooked the food wrong or something.